Hi, I'm Ashley Appap.
And I'm Hayley Tanto.
Welcome to Call an Adult, a Pretty Little Liars recap podcast.
Each week we'll dive headfirst into the absolutely bonkers world of PLL as we recap the iconic series.
Where everyone is hot.
And no one calls an adult.
Let's go, bitches!
A.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
And hello, Ali!
Hello.
She's back.
Best time of the year.
Thanks for having me again, guys.
I thought you just said, thanks for having me again, gay guys.
Gaysbo.
That's Gaysbo.
No.
No, that's the next episode. Spoiler alert, next episode Hannah says Gaysbo when she's meant to say gazebo.
And we recorded them out of order. You're going to find out all about it. It's Halloween. It's the spookiest, ookiest pumpkin spice latte time of year. I've never had a pumpkin spice latte. Couldn't tell you about it.
I have. It's okay for me. It's not my favourite.
Mediocre.
I'm much more of a chai person. If you're watching this instead of listening on our YouTube channel, you will see that the lighting is spooky.
And that we're also wearing costumes.
Yes. I am in my traditional Halloween garb, which is this taco costume that I've worn every year
You
since
say
2012.
traditional Halloween garb as if you don't wear that to like everyday events throughout the year as well.
I have worn this to things that don't require a costume. I've worn this on days that I need to be cheered up. It's an important piece of my wardrobe.
It's so
and
good
lore.
that you have like a costume you can wear at any time.
A go-to.
Yes.
Because I'm never ready.
And
When
it's
people
so
say
light.
basics and staples, that's what they mean.
That's capsule
It's
wardrobe
this.
for costumes.
An important part of the lore of this costume, when I lived in America, a bunch of our friends went to my house. My mum ordered one, because I took it with me, of course, and they made a calendar in my home.
I forgot that we did this.
You did.
You were telling me the story. I was like, that sounds cool.
You
I
were
was
there.
part of that.
And I have multiple calendars with all my friends
That was
and
great.
tacos. Such a smart idea.
Yeah.
And also the idea of my mum just hanging out with my friends when I wasn't there. I was like, I love that.
It was better than as
It
if
was
you were
better
there.
than with me there.
Yeah, it was great.
I do have a deep fear that my friends are only friends with me for Carmel. And that's a
And it's true.
It's
I only do
also
this podcast.
for the taco.
Yeah, I only do this podcast to get close to Carmel and Pete.
Real.
yeah. Which is
Sorry.
fair. Okay, Ali, and what is your costume of choice today?
Well, if you're up to date with the show, as I assume you are, it's a little red coat.
Or as
I
I
won't
call
say
it.
what Ashley will call it.
It's so handy that you have a red coat.
I borrowed it from my mum.
Oh,
It doesn't have a hood. That's the only thing, so I can't like be dramatic. Just imagine.
well,
Well, in
Neither
this,
does-
the hood gets taken off in this episode.
that's
We get
true.
the hood.
This is foreshadowing.
Yeah. Oh my God, in your hair today. Oh, we could fully recreate that later.
Oh my
That is
God.
it's literally one of my favorite moments in the show.
Me too.
Hands down.
Her hair looks incredible. Also,
hair
I
looks-
do just want to say, you said you're not going to call it what Ashley calls it, which is, of course, red scrote. And then you said you don't have a hood, which means foreskin. And we need to touch on all of that.
And touching on that means touching it.
Touching it.
We're touching that scrote.
That's great. Now, Hayley, what's your costume?
Okay. Also, you're wearing an Aria top, I think. You
Oh,
said?
yes.
I
That's
am.
right.
Which
It's
is just a
also
nice
just
top.
an alley top, which is because I am an Aria apologist. It suits my vibe.
Yeah.
But I ranked all the Pretty Little Liars characters on my YouTube channel, and I wore this top to be Aria.
Nice top.
Thank you.
I think Ali should have worn that, but instead she's in the ruffles all the time.
So true.
I looked up trying to source that ruffle top because we did know in advance.
Do you know
that we
what's
were doing
been
costumes.
bought by the show? So the show bought all copies, all versions of it that existed. Isn't that crazy?
I mean,
And-
fair enough.
To what? Just
That's a fun prank.
why?
So that we couldn't? I have no idea.
That's so rude.
I know.
It's such an easy costume.
I know.
like it's a good. Like it's such an iconically.
Exactly. No,
if you're out
I need to
there
commit.
and you're a seamstress, you should make a pattern for the yellow ruffle top so that people can make it.
Because
Sell it on
it's
Etsy or
the
something.
most
Yes.
productivity-inducing top. It will allow you to have a night full of adventure.
The
The
longest,
longest night of your life.
And almost death.
True.
Facts.
Okay, and then my costume is I'm Dale,
AKA
who is A. But okay, so I can take this off now. It's actually just a 30 Rock hoodie. It's like a TGS. So
Which,
Dale,
of course, Hayley and I both have the same hoodie, but
Dale custom. Oh wait, sorry. Dale custom made me this.
Adorable.
So it's not
That's
an
not
actual
official merch.
No.
It's not official merch. So Tina, don't come for us.
Once again, another thing you can't buy.
You can't.
Yeah.
I'm just like PLL.
This is like,
Greedy.
you can't recreate this. And it has my name on it.
Because I
That
have
is so cool.
I have the
But it's
official
also
merch one, and I was like, "How they wrote your name on it?" And Haley was like,
And yours looks like that?
And they look.
Oh my God.
Thing is, people, Dale is a mastermind,
Yeah.
not just at
This is why
stalking
he's
young
A.
girls. He's also a prop design king, which A is.
This
we
doesn't
know.
surprise me about A. Like, we know that A has skills.
Literally. And they use them wisely.
Yeah.
Wow. A stands for animator because that's what Dale's profession is.
This is why we do this show. Okay, let's get into it.
I'm so excited. Oh my God.
Oh, can I quickly tell you my story from the ride over?
Oh my God, absolutely.
So in my Uber on the way here, really lovely man, shout out to Brett, my driver, and he was like, "Oh, where are you off to
Brett,
on
we
this
love you.
beautiful day?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm going on my friend's podcast." And he's like, "What's it about?" And I said, "Well, it's a rewatch podcast of one of our favorite shows from like a few years back." And he's like, "Oh, what's it called?" I say, "Pretty Little Liars." And he goes, "I love that show." I was like, "No way." He was like, "Yeah, like the mystery. I love a bit of like a whodunit kind of thing." And I was like, "That is incredible. This made my day." He's like, "Nicole Kidman was so good in that."
What?
This happens to
Wait,
me all
wait,
the
wait,
time.
wait. Nicole Kidman.
Yep. He's
That's
thinking,
Big Little Lies.
Did you ever want it? He's thinking Big Little Lies.
Yeah.
He's thinking BLL.
So he's gonna now listen to the podcast and watch the show. I've got him on.
Oh my God, Brett!
Yeah.
Brett, if you are listening or watching, contact us somehow. We want to hear from
Brett,
you, Brett.
you can come on the pod for no reason.
Brett, you know where we
and
record
we can
this.
talk about Big Little Lies if you want. We can talk about Big Little
Do
Lies.
a little special ep. With
But just
Brett.
let's acknowledge that Pretty Little Liars came first.
Yep.
I was
Okay.
having this conversation just the other day with someone, and it happens all the time where people are like, "No, I know that show. Yeah, and like it's
Shailene
Nicole
Woodley.
Kidman. Shailene," and I'm like,
The same way
That's
that
Big Little
The
Lies.
only Woodley in this is the Lost Woods Resort.
Bang.
yes, the way that PLL inspired Big Little Lies is the same as how Inception was inspired by Troy Bolton in High School Musical 3 singing
Scream, of course.
Say it.
And we need to
Say
acknowledge that.
He walked on the ceiling so that Leo could run.
Yep.
Big Little Lies
the
is just
ceiling.
PLL
With adults.
with adults.
They called an
Absolutely.
adult and
They
it was
called an
themselves.
adult.
And we are the adults in this
Nicole
case.
Kidman in a wig. Always.
Wear
Did
it,
you say
girl.
wig?
Wig. Wig. Okay. I quote that all the
So
time.
good.
And Dale's always like, what is that?
My friends and I
Wig.
always
Okay.
quote her at the Super Bowl. Sing it! Sing it!
Wig. Okay.
Wig. Okay, we have to go. We have to start. This is this is a beautiful, important episode. Here we go, everyone. We are recapping.
I'm so warm in this hoodie and gloves. Cool.
Poor A, year round, they were
They-
in that.
I love
I was
that.
thinking of Dale.
They. Shout out to personal friend Hannah Arbuthnot, who has a comedy festival show coming up called They/He.
That's an incredible name.
Ow!
It's
Exactly.
So good.
Which, of course, is a quote from my favorite pedophile. Okay.
Speaking of pedophiles,
Is it not Ezra?
Speaking of pedophiles, let's get into this show.
let's get into it.
Okay, this is season 4, episode 13, Grave New World. Woo. This episode was written by icon of the show, Ron Lagomarsino.
This episode is funny as fuck. We'll
It's
get
funny.
into it.
And the writers, Joseph Doherty, Oliver Goldstick, and I'm Arlene King. The heavy hitters
All
are
the faves.
here.
Yep.
They're here. Okay? This episode came out on October 22nd, 2013. I just had to check because I in my head I was like, you guys know this. No, we recorded the last episode first. I forgot my glasses. So this is going to be an interesting situation for reading. So just bear with me for that.
Recommend watching if you're not. Watch her
Yeah.
struggle through this.
You'll still hear it. So happy birthday to all the October 22nd babies out there.
Happy birthday to you. We have a
birthday.
listener birthday.
We do, Haley.
I'll do that first. Happy birthday to @WriteTheStars, aka Christina. This episode premiered on your birthday. Happy
yeah.
birthday! Happy birthday, Christina!
Do we think her name is
birthday
referencing
to
Rewrite
you.
the Stars from Greatest Showman?
As you can.
I hope
assume
so.
I hope so. Let us know.
Shout out to Zach and Zendaya.
The two Z's. When I go to sleep and I go, they're the Z's. What I'm thinking
Zendaya.
of. Happy birthday, Chris. Is this the same Christina that did the iconic?
I don't know.
Did what?
Oh.
As in one of our patrons.
Yes.
Christina, let us know.
Let us know if it's the same Christina. Christina who made this quiz that we did in our Patreon. Christina R.
Yeah.
Richie,
Icon.
Christina Ricci, listen
Christina
to the show.
Ricci!
Christina Ricci.
Congrats, guys.
And if it's not, still happy birthday, Christina.
even more,
We love you.
We love all our Christinas equally.
We love every Christina as much as we love Toberky, which is the
a
most.
lot.
Okay, happy birthday to other October 22nd birthdays, including 21 Savage, the rapper.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to ya. There don't seem to be a lot coming up here. Oh, wait a second. Just kidding. Happy birthday, Jeff Goldblum. Oh.
Chaos.
Slay
The
us.
wizard himself.
The
Yes.
wizard. Happy birthday, Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
Love.
Modern La Familia. Happy birthday, very important figure in my life, Christopher Lloyd, a.k.a. Doc Brown from Back to the Future. And HBD, Bob Odenkirk, iconic sketch
wow.
comedy legend.
Wow.
And that's all that I can see.
Kind of an iconic day.
A big day.
A big day. And you know what?
The reason I was just looking at my phone just then was to confirm that it wasn't like, I was like, was it Rewrite the Stars? But it wasn't. I just wanted to check that handle. I
She
didn't
got in
wanna,
first. She was riding the
Yeah,
stars.
exactly.
Good for you, Queen.
So,
Well,
that's
you know
why I
what?
was on my phone.
We still want you to have the happiest birthday of all time. Okay? Treat yourself. Now, it is time to guess what the number one song was on October 22nd, 2013.
Okay.
Okay, here are your options. All right. Was it Black Widow, Iggy Azalea, featuring Rita Ora? I'm keeping that in for authenticity purposes. Was it All About That Bass? Megan
No
Trainor?
trouble.
No treble. Or was it Burning It Down by Jason Aldean?
Oh.
I'm going to say All About That Bass. No trouble.
There have been some
Ali?
country entrants in the top 3 on your show lately.
True.
But I'm also going to go with bass just because I love her and Junie so much that I want that to be the answer.
Yeah. I feel like Black Widow didn't make that big a splash.
I don't know what song that is.
I know of that song. I don't know how it goes.
I know it less now.
I don't know.
Whoa, Black Widow, bow down.
Well, truly, that is what I thought.
Black Widow had a leg. Bam, bam,
Whoa, Black Widow.
Wait,
bam,
wait. Black Widow had a leg. Bam, bam. Black Widow laid eggs. Bam, bam. Oh, Black Widow, you're a spider. Oh, Black Widow,
I'm
eight
changing
legs.
my answer to that.
It's that.
That was number one.
You are both correct. It was all about that bass.
Yes.
This is the best day of my
Oh my
life.
God, A and Ali, A and Redcoat working together.
We love to see it.
We love.
Wow.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Now, speaking of dreams working, let's see if I can work the dream of reading this without fucking up. Without
Good
my
luck,
glasses.
dear.
Okay, let's hear from the 12-year-olds. Aria, Emily, Hannah, and Spencer crashed the Ravenswood Founders Day celebration. Oh my God, it's Founders Day! Another Founders Day! Sorry. we
They
love
make
Founders
me
Day.
want to live in a small town so bad.
It's
really?
Founders Day?
This situation
Every
makes
week.
you want to live in a small town?
Just a Founders Day party.
Okay,
I thought
fair
this
enough.
was Halloween Day.
Yeah.
We've had a Founders Day in Rosewood, so now we're seeing how Ravenswood gets it done.
Oh, and of course they're founded on Halloween.
Arguably
they're
higher
spooky.
budget in Ravenswood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the props.
they're going all
on
out.
The smoke. Okay. Following the revelation that Alison could be alive. That was all one sentence. I refuse to reread it.
Could be.
Ezra is also there and is seen dressed in a
Ezra is
World
also
War
there.
I era soldier's uniform. The girls see Redcoat, Ali, and attempt, this Ali here is what I'm saying, and attempt to follow her, but she escapes before they can get to her. Caleb arrives in Ravenswood and meets Miranda and they bond. Ugh. Hannah becomes separated from the rest of the liars and finds herself trapped in a phone booth where she sees Alison through the glass before she's attacked by A. Spencer is also attacked in the greenhouse by Ezra, who is dressed in his World War I uniform.
That's so Cluedo.
It's so
in the
good.
greenhouse.
Pluto.
That's so Julia. If Julia was in Cluedo.
Do you know I thought she was saying Juilliard?
That's
That's the theatre geek in me.
I so didn't know what
Sharpay
it was
Evans,
until I
that's
watched
so
the video
Juilliard.
clip and I was like, oh,
It's a video clip?
yeah, for 360.
Okay, I'll get on that.
It has all the It Girls. It has Julia.
has Rachel
who's
Sennett.
Julia?
Fox.
Julia Fox.
That's who
That's
she's
the
talking
titular
about?
Julia.
Incredible.
And same with like Gabriette is like a model and she's in it. It's like, there's a Gabriette. Anyway, they're all in it.
Sorry.
The girls are girling.
It's a great video clip too.
Yeah.
It's like funny.
Yeah. So Spencer is attacked by Ezra in the greenhouse, who is dressed in his World War I uniform, where she cuts his hand. Mrs. Grunwald tells the girls that one of them has been touched by the one Alison fears the most. That would suggest that that beach hottie, aka board shorts, attacked Spencer and Alison. Caleb decides to stay in Ravenswood for some fucking reason.
Don't.
After he finds his and Miranda's names and photos on graves.
No one cares.
Spencer's tires are slashed and Ezra suspiciously picks the liars up. Yeah, it is fucking convenient, isn't it? Once back in Rosewood, the liars see Redcoat again and allow her and follow her. Jesus Christ. To Spencer's backyard where she takes off her hood. It's Alison alive and well.
One of the best moments.
Absolutely.
One of the best moments.
Megan, the best moments. She tells them and still can't come back to... She tells them she still can't come back to Ravenswood. Jesus, I'm not cutting any of this. This is authenticity. This is me now.
This is real. This is me.
JLo once said. Because it's not safe. Ezra turns up with Arya's phone, and when they turn back around, Alison has gone. The liars are perplexed by Alison's disappearance yet again. The episode also serves as a backdoor pilot of the series spin-off Ravenswood.
No.
It's a no from me. It's a no from Wabra.
We're not.
Okay.
Backdoor pilots are so hit or miss, and it's hard to think of a good one. I'm going to be real honest.
The only good one I can think of is when like Bravo do it quite well.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think reality TV is so much easier.
You're right.
But when they do like the transition from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to Vanderpump Rules.
Yes.
Of having Sheena be a mistress and then you follow Sheena out to the back of Sir and then Vanderpump Rules begins.
Or even the idea of a friend of
And then
in one
Vanderpump
season
is Summer
becoming like a cast member. the
Yeah.
next.
I also really liked That's So Raven did one with Alison Stoner. Don't know if anyone remembers that.
Oh.
That was good, but I hated Gossip Girl,
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls.
What was Gossip Girl's one?
It was
The spin-off.
Young Lily. It was like a flashback.
What?
Starring
no,
Brittany
I remember
Snow.
this. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Never picked up.
We have talked about once we finish PLL, probably Gossip Girl.
I have some ideas about this.
We have some
We'll
ideas about
talk-
this.
Yes.
I
I know
others.
exactly what you're talking about. I'd buried that.
Yeah, everyone did,
Yeah.
including the
That's
network.
because it was like 80. It was like.
Yeah, it was in the 80s.
Yes. And it was in LA?
Yeah.
God. Okay.
Jesus. Okay. So we begin
Stan?
with Hayley telling us what the episode description is
The
on Australian
most
Streamers.
important part of the episode is when I read out the one-line Stan
It is
description.
important.
Australian streaming service Stan says, in this Halloween special, the PLLs crash a Ravenswood party.
And that is accurate.
And that's
So
true.
real.
And you can't.
They ate with that.
They ate.
Stan is
They
never
ate, I
not
feel.
telling it like it is.
They're not afraid to say the hard facts.
They should rename themselves to Frank because they are quite frank with
They're
us.
frank.
And I stand.
And I stand their frankness.
Okay, so this episode. Okay, here's my like review of the writing of this episode.
Go.
The writing story-wise, horrific. Like nothing actually happens in this episode apart from the alley bit at the end.
reveal.
Yeah.
But it is just a big chase for 40 minutes.
It is an escape room disguised as a town.
I wrote that I want to do this escape room.
Especially the statue that moves across to be a door.
That's literally, that's what I was like.
Yeah.
we should
now
get
have
Dale
do
to make
this.
it for us.
Dale will.
He probably already has.
He has time. He doesn't. So the story writing of this episode is shite. The line writing, this is one of the funniest episodes of PLL.
Yeah.
What the hell? Every line is funny. I have so many lines written down. Which are
You know why? Because there's truth in comedy.
Truth in com.
And they are having a dark, comedy plus tragedy equals time. And this is a tragic situation. And it's hilarious.
tragic. Because immediately Arya goes, what kind of town throws a Halloween party in a graveyard? And I don't know, her delivery is funny. It made me laugh.
Do you know what? That
Yeah.
line also made me think like, Aria, alternative Montgomery, you acting like your 14th birthday wasn't a seance with a Ouija board. Like,
Yeah.
judging
Say
them for
that.
being in a graveyard when this is like your shit.
Little Miss
Sometimes
Pink
the
strips in her
hardest-
hair.
This is so me. Like the harder you judge something is because you know that you are so
It's
close
your
to
internal
it.
thing
Yeah.
that you're judging yourself for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
so true though. And that's so Arya.
Yeah.
Ah.
Hannah, great. So we see their iconic Halloween costumes with the crazy hats.
Can we rank?
Yeah, I just want to say this line.
What did you say?
I said, can we rank the
we
four
rank?
outfits?
Oh my God.
Great idea. But first, Hannah's wearing a girdle and she says, I'm never complaining about wearing a sports bra again. And I said, go girl.
That was funny.
And that's feminism.
And that's feminism.
And
right
I will
there.
say, because Ashley Benson is an adult filming this, her titties in this episode are like, they're up.
Oh, it's giving mama.
It's your mama. Okay, so now I need to Google these outfits again,
Yeah.
just to like really.
Bring them on up.
Bring 'em on up. Bring 'em on up.
I will say Aria's dead last for me.
I mean, she's
Aria
funny.
looks nuts. She looks so funny.
I hate the little collar shirt necklace thing on Emily, but that's also because if you don't already know Andrew canonically, I hate collars and buttons.
And it's like chokery as well.
Emily,
in general.
yeah, it's kind of cunty though. Okay, I think maybe I like Spencer's the most because it's the most like
Yeah.
Accurate and
nothing.
simple. Yeah.
and
Yes,
it
I
really
think so.
suits her.
Yeah.
Also for Swifties out there, it's giving Fortnite
It
music video.
is. It's so Fortnite.
Go play some
Although
Fortnite.
Now that I'm looking at this picture, it looks purple. I thought it was black.
In the one I'm looking at is black.
Okay.
So, no. I think it is a very
It's like a dark velvet purple.
which I like.
Mm.
And if it was in the Fortnite video, it'd be in black and white,
You're right.
right?
There you go.
Emily is giving if Taylor Swift did The Man in like 2013.
Yes. Oh my
I feel
God.
like there is because it's like pinstripe. It's pretty cunty.
It's giving mask.
It's giving mask.
Emily's silhouette looks great.
Yeah.
She's got like a cinched waist.
It's like
but
horrendous,
snatched.
but I kind of like it.
She's committed to
Yeah.
the bit.
Yeah. Hannah is, I think Miranda describes her as like prom Titanic. I wrote it down like
It's very Hannah.
Titanic prom. It's very Hannah and she looks
Yeah.
good in this episode.
She does. I would just wish it was a different color. I wish it was more an interesting color.
I could also lose the bolero.
Hey.
Yes.
Yes.
I always forget what that is. Yes, I agree.
And Aria's is just, it's so fucked.
Makes me angry
It's
to look
hideous.
at.
It's like the magenta, they could have, yeah, great, give him magenta. There's not just like a top hat, which is bad.
I think it is the top hat. It's the top hat that's bad. Because I
Milady?
look at hers and I'm like, honestly,
It's giving milady, yeah.
her and Spencer have kind of the best like costumes, like theater,
Period
like,
accurate.
Yeah, but it is the top hat
No,
that makes her look goofy.
I love everything about Spencer's. I'm going to be honest. I love it.
Yeah,
I love the
Spencer's
fuzz. I love
great.
the.
I actually think I would like Aria's if it were a different color.
Yes, I think Aria might have the best one if it wasn't magenta and it didn't have a matching top hat.
I
She had to
1000%
do pink and
disagree.
green.
I hate everything about the dress. I hate the big weird black kind of breastplate thing that.
Maybe this is that projection we were talking about earlier when you feel
You do
cringe
love a
within
breastplate.
yourself. You
You
project
do
it
love a
onto
top hat
others.
that matches a magenta and black lace outfit.
You love a fedora.
Please stop painting me as a villain. I would never indulge
are
in
a
those
villain.
things. I'm not a villain. I'm not Dale. How about hey, we don't fight on this pod, but how about you look at who's sleeping next to you at night?
I
Who's
am not a
make-
victim of my situation. I choose to be in our little Hector's house of wax.
One thing that's interesting
Pudding Palace.
from I think the previous episode on the wall where it said period attire requested and it was like the invite for this event.
Why none of them wearing tampons on their heads?
Or pads or diva cups. It says tonight, Alison, 11 p.m. and the outfit matches Spencer's outfit.
Oh my God.
What?
Show me.
The hell?
Interesting.
That's crazy. Send me that
Spencer
screenshot.
is
That.
a...
When we think about who gets targeted by who made the wall in this episode, that's
That's interesting. That is an Easter egg. It's so fun to find Easter eggs 10 years later.
with this show, it's more likely an oversight than
I
an Easter egg.
completely
Yeah,
agree.
absolutely. It was
But
probably
let's
like we like that
choose.
costume.
Yeah.
Let's- yeah.
Yeah.
Can you screenshot that and send that to me?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's good. Okay. The costumes are iconic. Aria does say, all we've got are these 20-pound hats. Aria is saying funny lines.
This episode, there's many hat watch moments,
It's
which
hat
is
watch.
important. They are indulging in hat watch. It's as if they went into the future, heard us talking about the crazy hats, and they were like, let's talk about
This
it
was the
ourselves.
most hat watch episode of the whole show.
I think they're calling adult fans.
I think they're
as they should be.
listening. And come on if you are. And Emily says she's not ready to see Alison, and we slay. We agree with that.
Yeah.
And then we see Miranda's first appearance. They're on the fucking bus.
Caleb is on the bus. I say, don't do it. Don't
Do it. Then they're walking somewhere, and Aria, I think, sees, or Hannah maybe, sees things coming out of the floor.
No, okay.
Aria.
It's Aria.
It's Aria.
And Spencer says, they're mushrooms. Aria,
No,
get a
firstly,
grip.
Ari goes, are those fingers?
And then can we all say this line together?
Yeah,
if we,
yeah.
Okay. Because then Spencer says, they're
mushrooms.
mushrooms. Aria, get a grip. It was so funny.
It was. And also,
And
get a
then
grip
before
is very
that-
us.
It's very us, get a grip. And then before that, Hannah's gone like, man, people have been croaking it in this town for a long time. I was like, I'm like
Croaking
struggling
it.
to write down all
Her
these
story
lines.
right there.
That's her story. Like everyone apart from Emily has said a funny thing so far.
Which makes sense because she doesn't really have a sense of humor.
And she's just too like traumatized by her love for Ali. She's not ready to process it and see her. So she's
Yeah.
not being
She's
able to be
busy.
funny. Yeah.
All of a sudden, Ezra calls Aria to fake a concerned call, which I was kind of like gagoo. I was like, that's so fun of him to be like, oh, just checking on you, when really he's like, I'm
the bad one.
I'm behind something
I'm in
right
a gas
now.
mask.
I'm just ready to
He's
wreak havoc.
scary.
He's scary.
Yeah. Which is not to spoil anything, but I'm like, I wish they leaned into this way more because
Yeah.
he's so
Say
good
that.
at being a villain. One
Yes,
thing that
he
confused me on this call, he's like 10 feet from them.
How does she? Yeah, how
How did the other girls? Because she's on the phone, so she maybe can't hear. The other girls would be like Ezra?
Now, I spoke about this recently and it's somewhere in my notes and I talk about it all the time, but the way that the show just like glosses over spatial awareness and hearing things, like in a lot, like sometime recently, Cece gets off the ground behind them and she's like right behind them and they don't hear that.
In the
and
warehouse.
I'm like, it's good. These girls don't have active, I don't know, they're not listening.
And I think they took that suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
And then in this episode, we cranked it up because we started Ravenswood, obviously.
This fucking place. And then we have the iconic Halloween titles where there's blood dripping, screams, blood splatter, great titles.
It's always so special when you get a fresh, fun, new. Does Dale hate it?
No, Dale, well, he laughed at it.
Yeah,
but
of
it was
course.
nice for him to see it for the first time.
Yeah.
He enjoyed
He had a
it.
reaction, which is
He had a
good.
reaction, and that's what we do. We want to
camp.
get reactions.
It's gaggle.
It was gagoo. It was very
camp.
funny. It looks very cheap.
Yep.
But it's so special. It's so special that this show has Halloween specials.
It's like you're a part of something bigger.
It's like so cool.
Bring
love
back, firstly, 24 episode seasons. Bring back Halloween specials.
Yes.
And bring back altered title cards when there is a special episode.
Yeah. You know
I
what did
completely
that really,
agree.
really well? Community.
Oh, community. So good. Oh.
So did Grey's Anatomy. Just going to say that.
Bring TV back.
Bring TV back. Okay, so Caleb runs into, I've written female him. Because she is, Miranda is
my
like,
God, the
they,
bob.
they're both gorgeous.
The lob, you're right.
My note says Miranda and Caleb look like fraternal twins with these haircuts.
Yes.
Real.
And they're both gorgy. It's an empty bus apart from one man up the back.
It's almost a coach as well. It's like that
coach.
American coach.
That is a coach.
Once we get to this man, I've got thoughts and I've got feelings.
So Miranda is kooky. And I think we said in the Patreon episode where we covered Ravenswood pilot that I'm like, she feels just like a different version of an Arya character.
Like they
there's
took the quirky and like did something with it.
Because she sits right next to him and she's like, I'm hungry. You got any food? Oh, she's immediately, I'm like, fuck
She's like,
off.
pick me, like
The
weird
internalized
vibes.
misogyny that's going to come out in this episode for me about Miranda. You're going to see it. You're not
Can
gonna
I say
like
something
it.
even worse? My aversion to this actress, because for any of you out there that watch the show Jonas, and specifically Jonas LA,
Oh, yes. This girl.
she was kissing Nick Jonas on that show.
And Ali is, of course,
Therefore,
a famous Nick
I'm a
girl.
recovering Nick girl.
She's coming for my man.
Yeah. But the same
As
way
in,
that
you
I
think Nick's
hate,
the hottest one?
I used to.
Oh.
Now she's trying
Sorry,
to come for Joe.
I've abandoned ship. The same way I hate Chloe Bridges for kissing him in Camp Rock
Of
2.
course.
He
Should have been introducing himself to you.
Exactly. And we've all been thinking that. I can't look at this girl's face and feel joy. I hate her.
Well, now we have multiple reasons.
Now because I already hated her. Like, Miranda fucking sucks.
We find out that she's also a foster kid. Great.
Sure.
She says, I didn't know my uncle existed until like 2 weeks ago. And then Dale, as he's going upstairs, because he's not watching this episode anymore, he goes, and now he's a Pilates instructor. Which if you've listened to our page, I will stop bringing up the Patreon episode.
It's really
but
important.
Literally, we
lore.
do find out that the actor is a Melbourne-based Pilates instructor.
Melbourne-based?
Yes. We
And
were
I
From
will-
here or moved here?
from here,
I think
we
from
believe.
here. And I will reach out to him. I just
Oh my God,
keep forgetting
absolutely.
to.
We found out, basically, he was
He's a KX
a
instructor. and I
KX
love
2018 Instructor of the Year in
something like that,
Brighton.
and I'm such a KX girl.
Oh
I'm
my
like KX
God.
obsessed.
Anyway.
You need to bump into him by accident
I truly.
out of class and be like, oh,
And then he's going to
hi.
find all of this content when we're planning out this meeting and
And
be
be
like,
like, I'm good.
cease and desist. Then we have a Brett Deer sighting. I was very excited. And then I was like, oh my God, and then I was like, yeah, of course. We saw him in Ravenswood.
And they recast his sister here.
They did.
Because I was like, who's this chick? And then I'm like, I
Yep.
think she's the sister.
Cousin,
in-
the cousin.
Oh. Aren't they sisters?
They say cousin later in this episode. They're talking. She's like, that's my cousin.
Oh.
I don't know, but we
God.
see Brett Deer, and I was like, there he is. And
He is great.
And it's the beginning of the Ravenswood connections. And I'm like, okay, cool. Then Hannah keeps seeing tiny blonde twins,
a little throwback.
and none of the other girls seem to care. And I'm kind of like, maybe I feel like I would also be like, what the hell is going on?
this
Okay.
episode, they're so mean to each other, especially to Hannah. They're like, shut up. Like, let's do this thing. I'm like, these friends are not very nice to each
Okay,
other.
I think about this so much about how they all go through so much trauma, and then when one of them, or like they'll see so much crazy shit, and then when one of them's like, I think I've seen something crazy or I feel bad, they're like, why?
Don't
Why
be
do you-
crazy.
Yeah, or they're like, why do you think A did that? And I'm like, literally, because everything is possible.
Yep.
You dumb, gorgeous
Cunts.
girls.
We love you.
I've written at some point just at a party full of hats, Grunwald tells them to leave or something.
Yes, that's exactly
a note
what.
I
That's an
wrote.
iconic moment too when Emily gets grabbed and she's like, "You need to leave."
Yeah.
to leave.
You need to leave.
Me and Ash were joking before that every time you think you need to like, all of a sudden you realize that you need to poo, that you go like,
He's here.
he's already here.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Because we had a toilet break between this
And
and
I farted and I thought, uh-oh.
and we thought
He's already here.
He's already here.
You've been touched by the one Alison fears most.
Which is a piece of human shit. She's terrified.
Actually, what Alison feared most was what she thought was a fart, but was much more.
and that is so
she's-
scary.
She's so afraid of sharding. And aren't we all, honestly?
She was real for that.
Be alert, be ready. Know your surroundings, know where the nearest
Be alert,
toilet
be
is.
alive.
Stay alert, stay alive. Victoria, the place
Do
to
you
be.
see something?
Say
Say
something.
something.
Okay, so yeah, Granny does that, and then now we're back on the bus, and the man on the so the man on the bus that we see, who is not Caleb nor Miranda, the only other person, has one. He has chips, and she's talking about having chips and eating some of his
This
chips.
was part of her quirky storyline.
I
love
hated
food.
this. I hated
I'm going to steal from this man
Yeah.
who's a stranger, who's
And he
asleep.
has like, maybe we don't know this yet, but he has like one cloudy eye.
Yes. So she like tries to steal it from him, and then basically one eye is insinuating that it's blind when your eye is like completely very pale blue, blind, and then his other eye is colored. And she gets so scared she like gasps and run away. And I've written, I swear this show hates blind people. This
And women.
show and women, of
And
course,
me.
and children. But
But you're like,
first Jenna, now him.
So true.
Let him sleep on the bus. Let him don't
is
steal
an
his
innocent-
chips.
Is he
By
going to
the
get
way-
slapped too, like Jenna did?
literally,
Maybe.
He might. Watch out.
honestly.
Is
And at
Ari
this
going to come
point-
along and say, bitch can see? Or
can see.
It's Hannah, by the way, slap.
Yeah.
I just,
He can't hear us. He's blind.
That was an all-timer.
It really
Very
was
funny
an
line.
all-timer.
I'm ready to hang a sign. Bitch can see.
I want to know
see.
what blind person hurt I'm Marlene King
Oh my God.
to instigate all this blind ableism.
I also want to know where the eye came from. Oh my God. It's
Just like a
because she hates eyes. Or she loves eyes. She put an eye in her name.
Oh.
I. Marlene King.
Easter egg.
Easter egg,
Easter egg.
spelled E-Y. Easter egg.
So this man is an innocent man at this point. He is sitting on the back of the bus minding his own beeswax.
Asleep.
He's asleep and he's got a big bag of corn chips, which you would do when you're on a coach to Ravenswood. She steals his chips, and when he wakes up being like, huh?
That's theft.
She's like, oh my God, the scary old man looked at me, and like runs. I hate her.
Hate her?
I hate her.
I also found watching these scenes and hearing her line delivery, I was like, I know that that's not how it was intended to be said. Like, I could hear that line. I could say it so much better.
Yes, yes.
Put
I'm
Ellie
sorry.
on the
You
Ravenswood
should be on
spin-off.
Raven.
I wouldn't have hated it if I was with Caleb. It would have been okay.
Oh my God.
I don't know what context this is. My next note is just in all caps says, who is grabbing Ari's leg?
Mine is all caps. Someone grabs Ari's ankle in the graveyard.
Mushrooms.
Oh, the goddamn mushrooms. Are
I would have
coming together.
loved if we found out at the end that they ate some of the mushrooms and this whole episode was a trip.
this whole show.
Yeah. They wake up and it's Labor Day.
And
Memorial
then
Day?
At some point, I have actually notes. So Dale has not left yet. Now he's leaving and he says, all right, nosy bitch, as he gets up to make tea. I don't know who he's referring to as the nosy bitch. I assume it's the chick on the, it's Miranda on
Yeah.
the bus,
Yeah,
which I
yeah.
haven't written anymore.
That's also an A Easter egg because A writes nosy bitches on the mirror.
And so this all.
Dale did that.
I can't believe Dale's been A this whole time.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
It's
He's
really
so long.
obvious now that we know.
He's a genius. And then we see that the cousin girl from before has been pushed in a grave.
Can I ask who she was dressed as? It seemed obvious.
She's in like a white dress.
like a wedding kind of vibe.
I just wrote woman in a white dress personally, and that she looks like Abby in Broad City when Abby
she
gets
falls in
stuck
the
in like
ditch.
the ditch. It's like all I thought.
And she smokes the joint and then thinks her fig is like,
Which I
alive.
made, and I made a really good meme on the Call an Adult page back in like 2021 that I will
Yes.
reshare, which I think is like the shot of like all the girls looking in the grave.
Oh my God, yes.
And it's
in the-
just
in
Abby
the
in Broad
ditch.
City being like, hi. So I'm always trying to bring back Abby in the ditch.
Yep.
then someone says this line, and I've written, this is the alternative name for the TV show Ravenswood, which is, there's something seriously weird in this town.
Yep.
Could have just called the show that.
That's the premise.
You could have
That's
called
it.
PLL that too.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Then the girls see someone lead them into a mausoleum and they follow. And then
It's Redcoat, right?
yeah,
Or
it's
it's like-
it's Red Skirt. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
What's that Fall Out Boy line about mausoleum? That's where I learned
Da-da-da,
that word.
mausoleum.
Thank you.
There we go. You're so welcome. And then we have one of these important Hat Watch moments where they're trying to figure out what's going on. They're running around and Emily throws off her hat and refers to it as a flying saucer.
That's so funny.
It's so funny.
Emily has a funny line.
Emily
She goes,
finally has a
I
funny
didn't
line.
write it down.
Good job,
Give it to
But
her.
I do remember it being funny.
There we go.
So this is where now they're in the crypt. They've been followed. Now they're in the crypt.
They find the secret hiding hole.
And this is where I think this has to be an escape room. Us three have to
Yes.
make it.
Yes.
We have
Yep.
to do it.
We'll
I guess
sell
they'll
tickets.
Make it.
It'll be like the Willy Wonka experience.
It'll be shit. We'll have like the one statue made out of like
Dale's just
polystyrene.
standing there.
It'll be an incredible health hazard. We just dug a hole under Haley and Dale's house.
So good.
And then sudden windstorm in the underground happens once they're down there.
They're like, where is this wind coming from? And I said, honey, welcome to Melbourne.
Oh, Chicago.
At
the
least
windy
where I
season.
live now, it's so windy all the time.
This is when I start to get pissed off because most of PLL is so real world, grounded in reality. Now we're starting to get supernatural. I was going to say superficial, supernatural things that can't be explained.
Why is there
I'm not
wind?
about
just
it.
a huge gust of wind
Yeah.
that doesn't come back.
Never
like
explained.
It's just wind.
And
they're
there's
like, oh,
power.
windy.
So they've gone down this hole, down these steps, and then like this underground kind of like tunnel system. There's lights on. The wind comes. They go against the wall. Then they all sound like they're in pain. And then the power
The
goes
ADR,
out.
they were doing,
They're all gonna, they were like, I'm going to come. This wind's so hard. It's tickling my clit.
Which is what happens.
Which is
so
what happens.
This is okay. So the
it's
next
hard being in
bit,
Melbourne sometimes.
Ali, you touched on this before, which my coffee addled brain has already forgotten why we were talking about the suspension of disbelief thing. When Hannah is replaced by a statue and Arya is holding her hand and doesn't notice that now it's fucking stone.
Crazy.
What? Have some awareness.
Let's just say now, Hannah and
Girls.
Spencer both go missing from the group. We never see how they got split up from
never
everyone.
find out.
How
why.
does a human woman get
Also,
replaced
I have
by
an
a stone
explanation
and how
for
are you
that.
holding hands with it?
It's because Arya is self-obsessed. She
There you
wouldn't
go.
notice anything
Classic
else happening with
narcissist.
anyone else.
And you said you're an apologist for her. Interesting.
Like there is so many things we do suspend our disbelief for, but this, and they tried it like Arya is like, they try to justify it in show in a way that I don't remember, but I'm like, bro.
Do they?
No, I don't think they do.
Arya says something of like, I was holding onto a hand the whole time. I don't know how it happened. I'm like,
Yeah.
that just makes me more confused.
And I
That
was
means you
actually
need to
kinda
get your
scared.
sensitivity of touch
Yeah.
checked out.
That's what Edward Cullen would feel like to hold, by the way. Not nice.
so cold.
I know what you
got
are.
spooked watching this alone.
I got
And
really scared too.
Yeah, I think it was because the what are they called? Like the statues reminded me of weeping angels from Doctor Who. And I was like
Yes.
watching it like eyes open, don't blink. And it was really scary.
And because like the one, and I think it's in the Ravenswood pilot, the one I think that's at the door that has like there's one that has like bloody crying. And that's in
Billie
like,
Eilish vibes.
Yes, which we love. That's
Okay.
in like the pilot. Anyway, it's all scary.
Then so Hannah's missing. Then Miranda is about to get off the bus, and then the half blind man goes to get off the coach, and then because she sees him standing at the door and he's looking at her, she's like, "Actually, I'll stay on the bus."
And it's like I know there's a plot reason he's looking at her as well, probably. But he's also looking at you because you're openly talking about not wanting to get off. You've made him feel bad.
You stole out of his bag.
tried to
stole out of his
steal
bag,
his
and now
food.
you're making it like he is creeping on
Yeah.
you, girl.
That's
You've
labalism.
been creeping.
Then Hannah is alone. We see her in a different part of the tunnels. Again, how the fuck did she get there? Is she not curious about how
How
she
does
disappeared?
she know how she got taken away?
Also, listeners, if these questions were explained,
Tell us.
comment because I only have questions, no answers.
Yeah, no. It's just vibes. And then Hannah sees the words "help me" written in what we can only assume is blood.
okay,
on
I
the
said blood,
tunnels.
red paint, or jungle red lipstick.
Of course, Ali's color.
Ali's favorite that we've never seen her wear.
Just like the Chinese chicken salad. Okay, this, and I've written, this is genuinely terrifying for me.
I wrote, oh my God, the rat's yucky. Our girl Hannah would hate that.
Yes, so then there's suddenly, she turns around, there's a wall covered in rats.
It was giving New York subway.
What's going on in that wall that they're
Where
all
did A
drawn
get the
to?
rats from?
Dale. Who's
Dale.
feed those rats to pudding?
Yum.
Yum. Then Hannah runs. I've written Hannah run and find door, which leads her into someone's house with a piano, and then she sees a piano. First thing she decides to do,
Naturally
play.
blinks on it. Like you naturally, when you see a piano, go,
Bing, dong, dong, dong.
I'd be doing Mary had a little lamb.
Say it.
That's it.
Lamb.
Say it.
Little lamb.
Yes.
Say it. I was like, if you're in a strange, the whole time that she's in this house, as we continue to see her, yes, she's scared, but she's just calmly kind of walking through. She's not tiptoeing. She's not like,
Not worried
She's
about
just
making a sound.
clumping around.
She's
She's got the
clumping.
gas man behind her. She doesn't know this. But she keeps walking, and then eventually the gas man comes in. He closes the piano case.
Which,
Because he's like, don't plink.
given what
Please
we
don't
end
blink.
up knowing, this episode is confusing about motives, right?
absolutely.
Yeah. I was thinking that the whole time.
Yeah. My next note just says, bye, Miranda girly.
Bye.
Bye. Then Hannah finds a payphone in the house. What the fuck?
I'm at a payphone.
Oh yeah, so here I've
get
written Hannah
out.
is still in Luigi's mansion because at this point onwards I just because I'm like, where the fuck are
The
we?
Cluedo house.
It's the Cluedo house or it's Luigi's mansion. If
Wahoo!
you've played Luigi's mansion, where he's a coward. I haven't played it. Dale's played it. I've watched, and he's just like, ooh.
Coward sounds like Ezra.
say
Then
it.
yeah, she seems I've written here. She seems completely unbothered by the fact that she's alone in this creepy house. She's just like plump, plump. And then the door closes behind her in the phone booth. Oh.
This is where I said, be aware of your surroundings, girls. Otherwise, Hannah will be replaced by a statue.
Absolutely.
Like, know that also doors always close. I would always keep like my foot
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
You know, when you're like scared a door will lock, so you kind
or
of.
like when you're in a public bathroom and it doesn't lock properly, so you
Yes.
keep your
You
foot
kind of-
against
yes.
it.
so that no one
Do
can
the
open it.
reverse of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because doors in this episode, I think
the
5
wind?
times the wind keeps closing doors behind them.
When one
Just-
door closes,
just put your
another one
foot there.
opens.
So she
somewhere
kind of
else.
like
An opportunity is coming Hannah's way.
absolutely.
So she
Opportunity to
rings-
slay.
So she rings the phone a bunch and then it calls and it's just like an old timey song plays. It's a classic A tune. We
Thanks,
don't
Dale.
care. Now Miranda is in Luigi's mansion. Now the girls have entered Luigi's mansion.
Everyone's in and around the mansion.
Can I read maybe my favorite line of the episode?
Yes.
From Aria.
Before you do, I just want to say, when she gets in the payphone, there's like from every angle, people with candles are coming at her, and then they like disappear. These
Yes.
bright lights. It feels
And
like
once again,
alien-esque.
explain
That's so
that.
A.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's so A. It's so PLL to be like
Yep.
a swarm. And
It's
then,
also
like, nothing.
kind of giving Scooby-Doo when Daphne's trapped in the Damon-ritis.
Yeah.
If anyone knows that. When she's in
iconic Scooby-Doo film.
In the
Is this
Is this
diamond.
in the
Yes.
Escape from
In the
Spooky
first
Island?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like
Yeah.
trapped and has to get out.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that.
It is
movie.
giving that. Okay.
I just want to read this quote.
It's important. I know exactly what it is.
Okay. A crypt that turns into an underground tunnel into a mansion. What kind of
Zoning laws does this town have? Important question.
Aria
Asking
wouldn't
the
say
real
that,
stuff.
nor would Aria know
I
what
think
a zoning.
Spencer would say that.
Yes.
Spencer would say that, but they gave it to Lucy Hale because Lucy Hale can nail a line.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So can Spencer. But it is like Aria's a shit character, but Lucy Hale is phenomenal.
Absolutely. Then Hannah sees Alison through the like misty glass, and then someone grabs her, and then we see the gas mask through the misty glass.
Terrifying.
And the
scary.
girls throughout this, the girls can hear like Ali
Yelling things out.
kind of yelling like, "Oh my god, he's gonna kill me!" So
Again,
they're trying
kind
to
of
find her.
like in Twilight when Bella's at the dance studio and hears her mum.
Bella.
And then,
Bella.
spoiler alert, it's a recording.
It's a recording. Play the tapes. And then we're in the phone booth. Oh my god, who's gonna open the door? Miranda opens the door and she's like,
That's even
"Hello."
worse than A opening the door for
Honestly,
me. I'd
yeah.
rather face the gas mask.
Well, for
Oh, for
Hannah,
sure.
a fate worse than death because
a girl
it takes
that-
Caleb away.
Yeah,
from her,
literally.
It does.
So then we find out, so this is her uncle's house that she's coming to visit the uncle. This is the
Sure.
titular uncle's house. Interesting. And then Miranda has a flashback to her parents' funeral. We're setting up her story. I don't care, but apparently
No one cares.
it's
Literally
basically
no one.
her realizing that her uncle, she has met her uncle once at her parents' funeral, and she remembers him basically being like, "I'm sorry, but I have to give you up to
and also being
to
like,
be safe."
don't try to
Ciao.
understand anything. Like, don't look into this. Like,
Yeah.
so to like a 4-year-old.
It's like
cares?
they're not gonna look in.
Yeah.
Like, they're fine.
And now
I
Spencer
just-
is lost.
And just quickly, as Miranda's like looking at these coffins and tapping into a very core memory in her life, like a repressed memory, Hannah goes, "Come on, Miranda, no window shopping." And I've been rewatching Kath and Kim lately, just cause. And Hannah has Kim energy.
She has huge,
which is a
home
huge compliment
energy.
because I love Kim. But I was like, that's very
the boldness.
I was like, that's so rude, and I appreciate it. And then she's like, "Oh, you crying?" And then
No window shopping. And then, so Spencer's also lost. I didn't realize at what point she disappeared, but Spencer's also been tooketh, and we don't see where she gets tooketh to. She doesn't, and once again, same as Hannah, she doesn't seem to acknowledge the fact that she's been separated from the group. Anyway,
something I've written is probably this next scene is Aria and Emily
Oh,
flop
God.
combo.
I was just thinking that.
Find some fresh air that leads them to an open window.
That is broken.
But they
about
are
to-
a flop combo.
That is like the worst
Yeah.
two to like get into any
Oh
situation.
my God. Flombo.
It's a flombo.
It's a
We've got
flombo.
They were
Flombo.
also stuck under the house together. Couldn't get anything done until Spencer got there.
Oh,
They're
of
not.
course.
They're so like the part of the friendship group that when they're alone, they don't.
They have
realize
nothing to talk about.
They're
Yeah,
not
it's like, oh,
productive.
hi.
Yeah.
How's swimming?
Yep. How's
Good. How's
the
photography?
pink streak?
Yeah. How's the
They're
pink
so
streak?
different. One of them's like, I am with a pedophile. And one of them's like, I'm queer.
With the woman who drowned me.
Yeah.
They couldn't be more different. My parents are, you know, kind of like thespians and writers and creatives. My dad is army.
war.
My mum is homophobic.
He's BTS Army.
He's
Oh my God,
BTS Army.
He is BTS Army.
He's Rihanna Navy. I don't know any others.
He's a vet. He is a vet. He's
He saves
literally
animals.
in Afghanistan. We love you, Wayne Field. And then
It's really scary because they're Aria and Emily. Emily keeps leaning out a window and there's a big sharp
shatter in
window
it.
thing that keeps threatening to
Window-
like.
pane of glass that's shattered.
if
No,
you
I liked
will.
what she said. She was right. Don't
It's a big sharp window thing.
It's a sharp window thing that threatens to cut them.
I'm sorry for silencing you. I shouldn't silence women.
This is the smartest I've ever been. So please don't silence women unless it's Miranda.
My God.
And so then they like lean out just in time and it shatters in front of them rather than on their necks. And because they hear something, they hear a noise. And then Spencer is in a greenhouse. So she's just appeared in the greenhouse. She
This
doesn't.
house is crazy.
This house is
What
wild.
kind of zoning laws does it have?
I don't know.
I wonder how expensive this house would be in Melbourne.
Oh, God.
Tons.
This is like what? Where would this be? Tarak?
This would be Turak, Q maybe, or it'd be like Warrandyte or something. I don't know where this.
Ooh,
Yeah.
old spooky house.
To have a greenhouse like that, that's quite nice.
This house would have had sex
Very nice.
parties.
It's very
This is
nice.
like
Oh,
sex
true.
dungeon house. I
You're
reckon.
right. Miranda's uncle was freaky.
In more ways than one. We're pretty sure he's dead. Anyway,
Rip.
rip.
Who cares?
Then we see the gas mask person behind her and she whacks him. She gets shears, she whacks him and she slices his hand open, which I go slay. And then she goes to take off his mask when she knocks him out. And right as she's about to touch it, he wakes up and whacks her back and knocks her.
I've got she bonks him and then he bonks her back.
And she
It's
bonked
bonk
her
for-
head so bad.
Yeah,
she
Like
bonked.
I would die probably if I hit my head that hard on a corner.
it's bonk for bonk.
It's bonk. It's bonk on bonk
This-
crime.
This flombo is bonk on bonk.
There's a lot of bonk and
Stonks.
Speaking of bonk, but in a different way, there's a Caleb reunion. Woo! And it makes me go, I want to watch them bonk their bits.
Bring back that tent scene.
oh please.
Oh, the barch. Come on, bring us the barch.
back the barch.
Then Aria and Em find Spencer whacked on the floor when she got bonked.
Wake up, please wake up, Spencer.
And then she wakes
she
up.
will.
She does.
She's fine.
And it's great. Then we're back in La Cemetery. Don't know why I said it like that, and I won't say sorry.
It's cultural appropriation to the dead.
I'm Italian. I can say funny voices.
Send my love to the Italians.
Me Italian. With us trying to go so fast, but still say all of the bits.
Yeah, you got to do it all.
Their vocal stems at this point. Back in the cemetery, Miranda finds her own gravestone with a picture
And
of her
literally
in it.
no one cares. No one cares.
No one
I
gives a
don't care. Just I don't care.
Yeah.
I was like,
Go on.
woo. And
When
then
I
I was like,
realized
like,
what
it's
episode
cool.
this was, I was like, oh God.
Yeah, it's like in world, I care. But out of world, I don't care.
I don't care.
The
Then-
Ravenswood stuff weighs down this episode.
Yep,
It really
I hate
does. Then they hear Alison yell, help me, please. And then they walk into their house.
House is a madman. Help us, save us.
Flip is a madman, help us, save us. And they walk and then they see that it's just a tape recording. And then they're like, what the hell? And then they turn around and Miss Grunwald is there. And she says that she says, this house is my home, but it'll never belong to me. I'm just
merely
its
its
caretaker.
caretaker.
What the fuck are you talking about, Carla?
It's like, girl, you have a mortgage or you don't.
Are you a renter or are you a landlord?
Or an owner occupier.
Or are you
Or
like a
merely
groundwater?
caretaker. Sometimes you are merely a caretaker, and maybe I'm merely I'm
How is it her home?
merely
Miss
a
Cat?
caretaker of my home.
How
I
is
said Amelia
I mean,
Earhart.
at the end of the day, it is all stolen land.
In Ravenswood?
Probably.
Yeah, it is.
It's
it
a
is.
Founders Day party.
It
Wake up,
is,
sheeple.
Wake up, wake up,
On a
sheeple.
Saturday night.
Then Granny says, she looks at the girls and she suddenly gets really scared and then she goes, one of you has been touched by the one Alison
Which here
fears
I
the
would
most.
yes, and here I would say all of them have been touched.
Some
by the
more than
person.
others.
Some
Yeah.
way more than others.
Obviously-
because it kind of like goes on to Spencer because of like
Because if she just
the
fell,
previous
the
scene.
bonk.
But I am like is for Aria, but also
Was Emily?
Well, Paige
I
is
guess,
scary.
like-
Recently, they were having some conversations.
yeah, I'm like surely he's like hugged her.
ew.
That's touch.
Well, also,
I love the ew.
it might be that
Ew, it's true.
maybe Alison's touched Emily and maybe she's scared of herself.
She should
knows what
be.
she's
She
capable
should
of.
be.
But basically,
should
Hannah's
be.
the one that's out of the clear. It can't be Caleb because he's an angel.
Yep.
And then they're trying to change a tire because someone has slashed
This
Spencer's
episode is very
tires.
Who's Afraid of Little Old Me coded.
Absolutely.
Sorry, when
Many
you did
of
that
them
ad
are.
lib, I was like, what is that again?
Thank you.
And
Who's
I was
afraid
like,
of little old
I hate
A?
it.
Also, are we meant to think that, let's say, the man in the gas mask was trying to kill Spencer because it really looked like it?
It felt like it.
I think that because I watched that scene a couple times being like
How
I
do we
do sense,
explain?
and this is the brilliance of Ian Harding. I actually did sense some hesitation of him being like, I don't know, when he realized that she was there, it felt like he didn't know what to do and was like,
Yeah.
which is why he probably let her get a whack at him first because he
Yeah.
was just like, I'm hoping she'll just
I
run
can
away.
respond then.
Yes, but I think the only reason he went at her at all is because she went to reveal that it was him.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have done anything if it wasn't at risk of his identity.
His reveal.
A is like a cat.
Oh,
A is truly like A is truly like a cat with a mouse in that they don't kill the mouse. They just like keep
Play
like,
around
playing
with it.
and torturing
Insane.
them. Can we talk about, because we don't have much time, can we just cut to when Spencer finds that her tires are slashed?
yes.
And can we talk about
I thought you were going to say cut to the reveal.
can we cut
Much
to the
more
reveal?
important, the tires.
And then they're talking about it, and,
And that's a very mean note.
none of them know how to change a tire. And then they all look at Emily, and
Spencer
then
goes, one of us know how to change a tire, right?
they say, and Emily says, and you're looking at me because I'm gay. And then Ari says, no,
you're the
because you
sporty
just happen
one.
to be the sporty one. Which I was like, lol,
Real.
That Emily did have a funny line, and
She did.
it was that.
was that.
Yeah.
And also calling her had a flying saucer.
It's funny.
It's great ep for him. And then Caleb Mac on, and I'm like, oh God, this is a goodbye Mac on.
yeah,
isn't
you
it?
can tell.
And then Hannah says, help her go find her uncle.
Why?
And find you
It's-
when you get home. Okay, so this is about Miranda. This is the whole
We've
thing.
never cared about anything less.
Also, why would you?
Why would she do that?
I would be like, oh my God, call us
Yeah.
when you get there. I don't know you. We
I
don't
met
owe
you
each
4
other
minutes
anything.
ago.
We can walk you to like towns. Like, let's walk you into the light.
Also, is it implied
then
that they had
get
a
away.
conversation and he debriefed her on the bus, and that's why maybe she's like, I've got sick. I don't understand. Why would she have so much empathy for this girl that she's like, I want my beautiful boyfriend to go hang out with this random girl and help her find her
And
uncle.
there is
Why?
funny-
I love that for her. Her empathy knows no bounds.
She does offer. She's like, Miranda, come back with us.
and
to
she's like, I've taken in
Rosewood."
a stray before.
Cute.
Cute.
And there's a
cute.
really funny line that I did not write down, but Hannah, because there's so many funny lines, but Hannah does say like, there's no other guy that I would trust to take care of a girl
She
this
kisses
pretty.
him and is like, thank you for being the kind of guy that I could let stay with a girl this pretty.
And I think that's
Yeah.
so, I love how real that is.
Yeah,
Because I am
yeah,
like,
genuinely.
I wouldn't.
yeah. Yeah. And I don't even think she's that pretty. That's my misogyny coming out.
You heard it here first.
I think she's Gorgina, but she annoys me.
I think she's gorgeous. I think her haircut is a flop.
Yeah.
Yeah. On Caleb, not flop.
No, it's beautiful.
This
appropriate.
literally makes no sense, but okay, we have to get the Ravenswood subplot happening. So
It's-
they go off and we hate that.
and
then-
not in the way we want. Not in a go off Sistine
Not in a
Chapel
go-off
Corbin
way.
blue way.
and then Hannah finds Aria Spencerly
I love
Spencerly.
Spencerly and Emily at the car. Who pulls up? Pedo.
Interesting, Mr. Pedo.
Nice timing.
Mr. Geppetto.
Crazy.
Because he's creating things that tell
He's pulling the
lies.
strings.
Because he's pulling the strings. That's way better
No,
than what I said.
your joke was good. Don't worry about it.
My joke was more specific about Pinocchio himself. Let's be honest. Let's be honest that what you said was the right thing to
You're
say
right,
at
Roll.
that time, and that's okay. So he approaches, and also like the spare tire's been taking out of Spencer's car. She's like, it must be when Melissa and I got in that accident. No, bitch, I bet Ezra took it
Yeah,
out there.
it's in the trunk of his
Slash.
car.
So we saw, that fake phone call at the beginning does justify him then showing up and being like, well, you said you're in Ravenswood and I was worried about you. So here, I just thought I'd pick you up.
Can I ask, so then they get in the car, they go, where does he drop them? Are they at Spencer's house with the barn? Where
Yes.
are they?
Yes. They go to the barn.
Spencer's house.
I was like, what the fuck
I
are
also
we?
love how keen, like, when Ezra offers them all a lift, they're all kind of hesitant, and Hannah's like, yeah, let's fucking go. Like, I'm ready to
Yeah.
get out of these heels.
And
And
we
that's why
do
she's
see
real.
we do
Yeah.
see Spencer for a split second kind of like, she doesn't look yet hesitant of him, but she is kind of putting things together and being like a little bit. You just do see her be
Yeah.
like, and Torindale, sorry, the acting. The acting
Down.
chops for her to be like,
She's so good.
She's like,
She's so
oh,
good.
you're here. Hang on.
and then he drops them off. They all go into the backyard of
The
Spencer's
titular.
house. The
They hear
titular barn.
they hear twigs breaking according to
hear-
my closed caption.
And then what do we see?
A red scrote.
We see a red scrote. I love how every scene of like Ali as red scrote is so like, don't chase
Yeah.
me.
But also
It's so like, da-da-da-da. Yeah. It's so
She
like,
turns
oh my
around.
God,
She does the
stop.
iconic hair flip. She looks
She
incredible.
looks so pretty.
She's stunning.
Like-
and they're all like, oh my God, she's alive.
this is such a moment in time.
Important.
I like the first time I watched this, I did like nearly cry.
I got
Oh, yeah.
chills rewatching
Yeah.
it.
When I
I
was
like-
watching it last night, I clapped and cheered.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite TV
We had been
moments.
waiting 4 years for this confirmation.
That's it.
4
Like
years, 1
Yeah.
cup.
it's so. I kind of had forgotten how, like, rewatching it, I'd forgotten how much it was signposted in my
Yeah.
memory. It kind of didn't come out of nowhere, but like they really are like Ali is alive before this,
Yes.
and I kind of alive, and I kind of forgot about
Christopher
that.
Walken.
Then while
we
they're
all-
talking to her, she says,
Can we all say the first? Well, when she turns around, can we all say that line together?
Did you miss me? Some important things Alison says. She says to Hannah in this little, very short conversation, she says, remember what I told you at the hospital, Hannah? And that made me be like, okay, we'll need to go back and watch that. 'cause
In
I
the
don't remember
candy
what that
striper
was.
outfit,
Yes,
right?
I don't
Yeah.
remember what she said. We should
I
probably
think it
figure
was
that
just
out.
about it's not dangerous for me to come back.
It's not
Yeah.
safe,
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. It's not dangerous.
Because
really
I think
fucked.
I think it's that line is less about like what she said and more proving that
I was
that
there.
was not a
That was, she was
hallucination.
real. Yes. Okay, cool. And then they hear
Twig snapping. and
some
a light.
some light
They
coming from
hear
behind
some
them.
light.
There is so many.
so impressive.
Also, in the lead up to
They're
her
pretty
turning
cool.
around, there is so much like the PLL strings of like and so many like thunderclaps.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
oh, I
The
just love this
thunderclap.
Perfect. Hap
Hap-had.
Great call.
Thank you. Important High School Musical
I
reference.
love Ali doing the famous aria.
That was I loved that.
Important.
Yep.
And then so they see headlights, and all 4 girls are, of course.
Turn
'Cause
away.
Why wouldn't one of them keep looking at Alison so she doesn't run away? They
Anytime
don't, of
they
course.
stand in a line, they need to make sure 2 are one way, 2 are the other, or like
Yes.
always
They
have.
should have surrounded her.
Yes.
Ugh.
Anyway, they turn to see it's Ezra coming back because I forgot her phone. He's like, you forgot your cell phone. They
He's
turn
so
back.
menacing
And it's
too.
really-
He's like,
it's really
You
creepy.
forgot your phone.
phone. They turn back. Of course, Alison has gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
She has retreated. She has yeeted. And then we cut to Ravenswood,
No one cares.
where Caleb is looking at a gravestone and he's with Miranda. And she's
My
like,
note for this is in Ravenswood, Caleb finds himself on a grave too, yada yada yada, in the longest fade out ever.
so long.
It's the like it is question mark
It
because
is.
it's like the longest like teen soap fade out.
It's
And they're
ridiculous.
like, oh my God. But it's like, no one cares. So it
That's
feels
right.
so.
We just found out about
Nothing.
Allison
Yeah.
being alive. I don't give a shit about this
Oh my God.
place.
This episode launching Ravenswood was when Hannah Montana had High School Musical 2 air after it. Because they were like, everyone's going to be watching the Hannah Montana pilot. This is when we'll put High School Musical 2 on. And
High
they
School Musical
thought,
2 came out in 2013, really?
no. 2006, Hannah Montana was on. And
Oh,
so
you're saying
therefore,
this is the comparison.
Yes, it's like that because they were like, the Ali reveal is going to be so big. At the same time, we'll launch Ravenswood. And we're like,
Yes.
we could not care less.
No. But I did watch Ravenswood at the time,
Same,
and then I
I tried.
forgot.
Yeah.
Truly watching the pilot, I was like, holy shit,
So
I
bad.
did not take any of this in.
Same.
Okay, we don't have much time. Let's get to the segment. Seg rolls.
To quote Grunwald, we don't have much time. Someone at some point says, we don't have much time. I can't remember who says that at some point in us watching this. Okay, I have like a tiny piece of trivia from the wiki. There was a lot, but this is the only thing I found interesting was this is the first time Noel, Mona, and Jenna do not appear in a Halloween special. And to be honest, I felt that.
No wonder
Yeah.
it kind of sucked.
It missed some
kind of
campiness.
without. It is so. I think I liked this when I watched it the first time, but when I was watching, I'm like, this is a smoke and mirrors episode.
Yep.
Nothing is happening.
Without the Ali reveal, it would have been a letdown for me.
Nothing.
Yes.
And the PLL wiki comments are brutal. They are just all like, we hate this. Okay, segments, seggies, segrolls, head to our Instagram, call.and.adult if you want like a breakdown of.
It's the pinned post.
It's the pinned post. Oh my God.
Mama. And that's Mama right there.
That's Mama. Mama! Okay.
Mama, girl behind you.
Okay. Who is the hottest adult of this episode?
Not many adults.
No, there's not. I mean, Grunny.
You know what?
Grunny, yeah.
It's Grunny.
Oh, it's always
It's the
Grunny.
Miley eyes.
But
Always.
I also want someone else with one Miley eye. I want to also give it to the man on the
coach.
bus.
Bus man.
Just because
Coach
he has
Carter.
a strong bone structure And I don't know, he's been bullied.
And he's an underdog.
He's an underdog.
Yeah.
I just
He's
want to
an
kind of.
underdog.
Lives
Next door to me. Important Jonas Brothers reference. Okay.
There are so many references I don't get, and I'm just happy.
That's what you get when I'm here. I'm so sorry.
I
Unfortunately.
love it and never stop. Never stop.
Never stop stopping.
What was the yikes of the episode?
Ezra existing.
As
Yeah.
everything Ezra did.
Yeah.
Also, the weird lights in the phone booth freaked me the fuck out. I was
Yeah.
like,
I
these
think for me,
alien
the
orbs.
biggest yikes, I think, was when, Ali comes up to the phone booth and then like the gas
she
guy
slowly
like kind of
pulled
takes
away.
her away. I think that was like proper
yeah.
scurry.
Yep.
Okay, who gets a buttercream from us, Daddy Hastings?
Hannah.
Yeah.
Hannah, not Caleb for making us go through Ravenswood.
Yeah.
No, bad
But Tyler
decision.
Blackburn for doing Ravenswood
Yes.
gets like, actually he'll get a wine.
Yeah,
Never
he
mind.
deserves a wine.
Okay, who else?
No one else deserves a buttercream, I don't
Who
think.
can wait for crazy bread? Caleb. Miranda.
Yep.
Guy on
Ezra.
the coach.
Guy the coach. No.
No.
He didn't do anything wrong. He was eating
Okay.
his
Butter,
chips.
wait, we're doing butter. Oh,
Yeah,
we're still
buttercream.
doing buttercream.
Oh my God.
Buttercream?
I started crazy bread.
So sorry.
Well,
I went ahead.
I think we can all agree not many people deserve a buttercream in this episode.
No.
Who needs to wait for crazy bread? Let's say most people, but the man on the bus.
yeah,
Yeah.
everyone else.
Great.
Go, go, go.
Who needs to wait for crazy? Oh wait, I just did that. Hardcover. What made us horn?
The make
Hannah,
out.
the Caleb kiss.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
Caleb kiss.
I love kiss.
What gave us a soft cover? A lot, but for me, him going back to Ravenswood.
Yeah,
I
more
was
so
like-
than anything
I was all
Ezra
horn,
did.
and then I'm like, I'm not horn.
Yeah.
No.
Him caring about Miranda more than caring about us, the viewers.
Idiot.
Because he didn't stay with
Rude
us.
and a not horny behavior. Okay, who gets a wine from King Byron? Fisher
I
from
think
Montgomery.
Hannah deserves a wine.
Yeah.
For
Yes.
her
Yes.
bravery
Yeah.
in this episode.
Also,
Agreed.
Emily for being funny in this episode.
Yes.
And for fixing the tire or
Aria
whatever.
can have a buttercream because she had so many funny lines.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Spencer can get a buttercream for looking at Ezra a bit suspiciously
Funny.
at the end.
Yeah.
And to heal her bonk.
And her
Yes.
for bonk, of course.
Granny can always have a wine
Deserved.
Get drunk, girl.
because she's gorgy. All right, and line of the episode. This is going to be the hardest one.
I have a kind of rogue one. We haven't mentioned it.
Go.
Miranda says something about like, I'm just going to go back to Scranton. And I was like, okay, The Office.
Yeah,
Are you going to go live with Dwight Schrute?
I love that. I think I honestly have to give it to the zoning laws, even
Yes.
though there
Yeah.
were so many funny ones like, and you're looking at me because I'm gay.
That should be merch.
Miranda says you always dress like prom night on the Titanic, which is the only good thing Miranda contributes to this
Yes.
episode.
I will also give an honorable mention to. I'm never complaining about sports bras again.
Yeah, that
That's
was
so
so
good.
real.
And all we've got are these 20-pound hats and a drink.
And Flying
Beautiful.
Saucer was great
Flying
too.
Saucer?
Flying saucer.
What a great epu.
Now, before we go, we are going to give you a little teaser for our upcoming Patreon
I actually just
episode.
realized the Patreon episode comes out before this.
It's
So
still a
never
teaser if
mind.
you haven't
It's still
heard
a
it.
teaser. It's still a teaser.
If you're not
Okay.
on Patreon, this is your sign to
Yeah,
get on
because you
there.
will have access to the other things that have already been
Yeah.
posted.
It's already
Okay.
there.
Okay, so we got some Q&As from listeners that we're all going to go through
You
on
got
the
some
Patreon.
A's from them as well.
We got some
Cues.
answers. Okay, and so I'll read out one of them. A lot of them are Taylor Swift themed, so I'll
These are
read
for
out.
Ali specifically.
Yes, these are for Ali. From Emsley6, who we love. Which PLL character would be a Swiftie and why would it be Caleb? Okay, so that is an answer.
Wow. That's so real.
Which PLL character would be a Swiftie?
Hannah.
I agree.
I agree.
And I won't reveal which album is her favorite.
No,
yet.
because there's
Exactly.
so many questions about
Yeah,
that on the
but
Patreon.
It's Hannah.
I think Emily would be also a casual Swift listener that would
And not
go to the
advertise
Eras
it.
tour.
Yeah.
I think Spencer would be vehemently against Taylor Swift.
Yes.
I have thoughts on that. I'll save them.
Oh my god.
I think Ara would have
Aria
complicated feelings.
Oh, but then
Ashley
Aria would
Marin.
oh, she would love.
Like she loves a wine and a 1989.
Oh, that's so true. Okay.
Well,
I have so many more thoughts on that, but we will.
Yeah,
that'll
we'll
be on
get
the
to it.
Patreon.
That's a teaser of what's to come.
But thanks so much, Emsley6.
thank you. Love you.
And now we have to wrap up.
Ali, love you. Haley, love you.
Ali,
Love
thank
you
you so
all.
much for coming
Thank
on
you for
this
having me,
episode.
guys.
Oh my god.
Thank you for listening / watching. We love you all.
We love you so much.
And if you are at home, if you are in some kind of escape room situation where you're in a phone booth, if there are any, please close
your damn blinds.
for once.
And
all
call
right?
an adult.
And call an
Mine's
adult.
a call an adult.
Come
please.
on.
Toe Berkey.
Toe Berkey.
missed him.
Yeah, Toe Berkey wasn't in this episode. Rip. He's too busy
This was like a
investigating
bottle
murder.
episode.
It was a very bottle episode. I love the idea that the sign off is and me and Ali talking.
Listeners, if you didn't know, we actually have a Patreon, which we call the Dollhouse. So come hang out in our dollhouse.
We also have a YouTube channel, so if you want to watch this episode and other episodes, head to our YouTube channel and subscribe.
And you can find all updates at our Instagram or look in the episode show notes.
We love ya.
We love you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Call an Adult. We appreciate you more than Alison appreciates immortality, my darlings. Please give the show some love by giving us a 5-star rating and review on your podcast platform of choice.
You can stay up to date on episodes by following our Instagram at call.an.adult, as well as our respective Instagrams at Ashley Crapapp and at Hayley Tanto. Have a lovely day, and don't forget, shut your damn blinds! See ya! Call an Adult is recorded on the stolen lands of the Boonwurrung and Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of the land. Sovereignty was never ceded.